How much money did Grandma's Playroom make in June? And then let's talk about our May bills. One of my favorite things to do is to be as transparent as possible when it comes to my indoor playground. My name is Sierra and I own a small indoor play space in St. Louis, Missouri. And I share monthly how much we made the previous month and how much our bills are the next month. Since I do this at the beginning of the month, so for instance, this was all done on like June 1st, it means that I can show you everything we made in May, and then we can start all over, and I will tell you all of the bills that we need to pay for June. And then we'll start all over again. In my mind, I keep each month separate. So that way I can kind of calculate how much we made that month, and then at the end of the year, I go month by month by month. I know there are so many different ways to do these types of calculations and these accountings. There's so many different ways to do your accounting. I'm learning as I go. I've only owned this business for 4 years and I have no background in accounting. So this is just the way that has worked best for me. So I'm gonna share real quick the short form videos that I have already filmed. The first one is going to be me explaining everything that we made in the month of May. How much money did Grandma's Playroom make in the month of May? Let's talk numbers. I will say that spring is one of our slowest seasons. The weather is beautiful. People are just getting out of school. There's a lot of vacations, but we did have a lot of rain and we had a massive amount of cicadas, so that helped. I also want to say that my indoor playground is in St. Louis, Missouri, and in the metropolitan area, we have approximately 2.8 million people. So I am in a very large city. For open play only, we had 460 kids, which means we made about $4,500. We also had our carnival, which was about 35 kids, and on that day, we made $433. We sold a total of 11 punch cards. I do calculate that as income the day that we sell it, and then once they are redeemed, I do not count that. So with 11 punch cards, we made $1,100. We had 3 Friday birthday parties, and Friday birthday parties are $199. Did have 11 regular birthday parties this month. Those are $299. So that came out to $3,289, which altogether, if my math is correct, brings us to a little bit south of $10,000. I do believe this is a really good gross profit, but don't forget, all of our bills are due like right now. Okay, now that you've seen how much we made in May, let's talk about our June bills. Again, we're keeping it as separate as possible. So when I do my June bills, I then know for the rest of June about how much money I need to make in order to break even or profit. So let's talk about those June bills now. June 4th, which means it is the beginning of the month and it is time to pay all of our bills. As always, I start with my rent check first. I almost wrote $6,490 on this check because tomorrow's my birthday and I'm so used to writing $6,590, but it is definitely 2024. This is due tomorrow, so I have to make sure that this gets in the mail tonight. And it's a little bit south of $3,000 for my 2,700 square foot building plus basement. Spectrum was already taken out and that was $119.47. It looks like that did go down a teeny bit. I'm not quite sure how. And then Spire, which is our gas, was $55.04. I am also going to be adding a few things that I think I tend to forget about to share with you guys. Squarespace is my website, and that is where people can book birthday parties, but I pay $18 a month to use that piece of software. So $18 for Squarespace, and then QuickBooks is where I do my daily accounting, and that is $25 a month. All of these sound like little bills, but once you add them together, it gets to be a lot. I always get asked about insurance. Insurance is paid yearly, and I pay that in July. So we have one more month until we have to pay for that. And in July, we also have to pay for our domain name. So July is usually a pretty big month for bills for me. You know, it's also the end of a quarter. So I have all of my quarterly bills due at the same time as all of like my yearly bills. It's a lot. And rent is still one of my favorite bills right now because I still have a negative balance of $378. So we don't have to pay anything off of that. My American water bill was $24.13. Remember, we only have toilets here. I don't have a dishwasher. I don't have a washing machine. We don't have like a hose or anything like that. So the water bill is usually a pretty low. And I did just sign up for auto pay for American Water. I can't think of what else I need to pay. I swear, you guys always tell me to make a master list And I never do. Let's go to Metropolitan Sewer District, which again is one of those bills. I don't know why I pay it, but I know I need to pay it. Metropolitan Sewer District was $45.99. Waste management is my dumpster, and that is $75 every single month. That is also auto pay. Water dispenser, which is free water to all of my customers and my employees, is $55 every month. I also get a quarterly bug spray from Helpers, and that I believe is $89 every quarter. I'm like 99% sure all of my June bills are paid. I also had payroll due on Sunday, which after taxes and fees came out to be about $1,500. So currently for the month of June, which just started, we're almost negative $5,000. But again, this is normal because it is the beginning of the month and I pay all of my bills at one time. So I will see you guys at the end of the month and hopefully we made up for all of these bills I just had to pay. Now that you guys have seen how much I made in May and what my bills are in June, let me know if you guys have any questions. I run my business very differently than other businesses. I am very fortunate that I was able to buy this at the beginning of COVID with cash. So I got a really good deal because nobody was buying businesses like this in 2020. And I don't have any debts. I didn't have to take out any loans. So I don't need to profit so much that I cover all of my expenses and my loans. I can kind of just take care of those expenses. And at this moment, I do social media full time. So I work social media just as much as I work at the playroom because they work together, which means I don't have to take money out of the playroom to pay myself at the moment. Currently, I have a full-time staff that works 5 to 7 days a week, and then I fill in, I come in, I film, I do the accounting, I do the backlogs. I'm able to do more of the behind the scenes business, which gives me more freedom with my family while my boys are young. It also means that all of the money I would pay myself is currently going to payroll. It's going to my employees, and I just make my money off of social media. If anything were to change in the future and this were to all go away, I know that I would then just reallocate the way that I work and the way that the funds in the playroom go. So I would naturally, as most of my college employees go off and get different jobs in their career fields, I would take over those hours and then I would pay myself that money instead of my employees. I know that this is a very different way to run a business since I am so social media forward. It's working for me right now, but at any time we can change, readjust, and I am always aware that this could go away at any moment. But thank you guys for following along and joining me. And now it has been such a great adventure and I love sharing with you guys the amount of money we are making as we go. So again, let me know if you have any questions. It's really difficult for me to share this stuff like verbally because in my mind it makes sense, but it's so hard for me to then like express it with words that would make sense to somebody who like can't see inside my brain. So if you guys like this video, I'd like it if you gave it a thumbs up. And if you love the transparency and hearing about how much money small businesses like mine make, then I would love it if you would subscribe. I'm really hoping to get to 1 million followers by the end of 2024. I hope you guys have a great day and don't forget, wash your hands. Bye guys.